disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Harley, Angel Diaz. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's happening?
All right, this is your first time with us. I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Tuesdays, you have CTE, Chris, Los, and Travis. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, Mike, and Angel. And Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up?
Let's do it.
What's happening?
First, I had a question for y'all. Did y'all rewatch this movie?
Absolutely not.
I did. Just
Absolutely
just
not.
to refresh myself, but I didn't need to.
I watched, actually, before we started tonight, I watched the first 30 minutes of it just to remember, because I haven't seen this movie in about 2 weeks. So I really don't even know what to say about this damn movie, honestly, because I really don't want to talk about it. Like what Angel was saying last week. No, I don't really want to talk about Street Fighter, but we're gonna get into it.
We're gonna make this one quick.
Yeah, we gonna make this quick. All right, first off, I want to talk about last week. I want to talk about my anger issues. All right, okay, let's explain. Let me explain something. Okay, last week it was my fault that we did not have the show. First off, I'm gonna go back and tell you guys what happened. So I am right now coming off of a long week and a half of just things that had to get done. Okay, so first off, last Sunday, my son's mother called me and she says she's having an asthma attack and she needs me to come get my son. So I said, okay, no problem. So he could not go over to his grandmother's house because his grandmother has COVID and his great-grandfather also had COVID. And also last week, he was out of school for spring break. So I had to have him all week. So I had to take 3 days off from work and stay home with Champ. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So Sunday night, I had to leave out about 9 o'clock, got over to the house, got all his stuff, got him back to my house, made sure he was good to go to bed. So that's why I text you guys and was like, there's no way on Tuesday night we were going to be able to record, because he would have been on the podcast. He would have been coming in here looking in the office. You know, that it just I just knew that was going to work. So I said,
Kids will be kids, man.
I said, let's have it on Thursday. Okay, cool. A lot of stuff was going on with work. Finally, I went back to work on Thursday. His mom got out the hospital on Thursday, and I dropped him off over there and come home after teaching, go to wash my hands, and I have no hot water coming out of my sink. Zero. None. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Go down the basement. Water is on the floor. Water is leaking out of my hot water tank.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, damn. Come upstairs, turn on my equipment. My equipment is not working. You know the sound that your computer makes when you are putting something in the USB port?
Yeah.
So it was just doing that over and over and over. It's like, what's going on? So I logged on here to the StreamYard. I'm looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. My camera's not working. My mic's not working. Nothing is going on. So I'm getting pissed. I'm frustrated and now I'm pissed. And then I get a customer to call me, brand new customer. So I'm talking to her, trying to figure out what's going on with the computer in the StreamYard. So I had two cameras on my computer, and I'm toggling back and forth within StreamYard, and neither one of them are working. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna shut everything down and reset the computer. Did that, got back on, and then you guys couldn't hear me. And then I said, oh, yeah, I got to go back and do the headphone thing. So then Travis was telling me what he thought what was going on. I was trying to tell him, no, it was my computer. And then Bugs.
That was my fault. That's my fault. I told you. I'll take that.
This happened within like 2 minutes that I got up to use the bathroom. I came back and he was gone.
Yeah.
Listen, I wish you could see Joe's face. He comes back and he goes, "Are you serious? There's no way."
Wait. Because this was Thursday, so it was April Fool's. So I thought y'all was like, "Oh, Joe got up. Let's go mess with him." Okay. So I thought for sure, I was like, "Oh, they're just messing with me." So I was trying not to get too like,
really?
But,
no. Books told me to hold on. When I was trying to explain, I was like, and basically at that point, I was already afire. And he just came and put through gasoline on it. And I just blew up. I turned everything out like, man, Books, I don't know if you know who Jim Cornette is. But
no.
Joe, do you know who Jim Cornette is?
I don't think I do.
He's a wrestler manager, and he has these meltdowns. Okay. And I had a meltdown here at home. I seriously had a meltdown, but I relaxed. I chilled out.
You got El Cucuid.
And, 30 minutes later, I was good. But I was like, you know what? It's too late now. We're going to throw this day away. We're going to start all over. So last week, it was my fault that we did not have the podcast, but we back and ready to knock this Street Fighter out. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, look.
I'm tired of watching crappy movies, man. I'm sorry, man. You guys been having me watch this ever since Karate Kid 4.
No. Wait. Hold on. Wait. This was your idea?
No. Street Fighter. Hold on.
This theme was your idea. Wait, you got to blame yourself, player.
Hold on. Honestly, I really was just trying to get to what we were gonna watch next. I really did not care about what was going on in the meantime. So the fact that we are doing all this, and I tried to give Street Fighter a chance because I was like, oh man, I remember this movie. Like it has Van Damme, but even that wasn't enough for me because those fight scenes were just god awful. Jesus.
Oh, you know what? I was just telling Gene. I was reading an article, and this might be why. The movie is the way it is. They literally blew 80% of their budget on Van Damme. So, I mean, that right there is pretty much your whole problem.
And I believe it. I believe it also. But you know what? Honestly, like I told you guys when we finished the Double Dragon, I remember seeing this movie. I remember watching it back in the day, and I remember not liking it. So going into the movie, I just assumed I'm not going to like this movie. But actually, I was expecting it to be worse than what it was.
Yeah, so, I think it was a step above Double Dragon, definitely.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll say that.
Everything looks good after Double Dragon.
Honestly, okay, so for those of you who are listening, next week we're going to start Mortal Kombat. And we're going to watch the first Mortal Kombat movie. And I recently saw Mortal Kombat. I watched it last year during COVID, and I did not like it. I did not like that movie at all.
I don't know what to say about you right now.
So what I know is I like this movie better than Mortal Kombat.
No.
Yo, get out of here, dude. Get out.
No.
This movie in my head. I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
It possibly could be. I expected this movie to be on the level of Double Dragon, and when it was not on that level, I was like, "Oh, all right, it's bad, but it's watchable." I got through it. I got through it. I didn't have a stomach ache.
If you think this is watchable, Mortal Kombat is way above that.
Mortal Kombat has a better storyline. Mortal Kombat has better fight scenes. I mean, the fight scene against Raptor is better than everything that happened in Street Fighter.
I think that as a young person, I was expecting Mortal Kombat to be so much better than what it was. That I was just thoroughly disappointed when that came out.
You know what's funny? We're talking about how you expected Mortal Kombat to be better. Mind you, this shows how bad Street Fighter is. We still haven't even talked about it. But we're talking about how you expected Mortal Kombat to be better. You do realize that Mortal Kombat is like almost like an iconic movie at this point. That the first one is an iconic movie that it is the budget, it exceeded its budget by almost double than what Street Fighter. We talked about this than what Street Fighter was. I'm just saying, like, I hope you know that Mortal Kombat is like an iconic movie. The first one is an iconic movie. Like, and you could watch that if you see Shang Tsung, you already know that's Shang Tsung. It don't matter what other movie he did, who he thought he was gonna be. That's Shang Tsung. When I look at Street Fighter, I don't know none of those people if they were to come back. I'll go. So let's just make sure that's clear, man. That is it. And Mortal Kombat, by the way, I'll have you know, Mortal Kombat, the first one, I think they did better at matching it to the game than they did in any other. And the second one. The second one is trash. I'll give you that all day. The second one was god awful.
Oh, this is, man. To me, both of them were god awful. I mean, because I don't know. The best part about that first Mortal Kombat movie is the soundtrack. Because I know a lot of people used to do forms to that theme. I know we did one steps to it. We came out to the Mortal Kombat thing all the time, you know. So
that's on my fight playlist. I'll tell you that.
Now that theme, that song, that's something I might play when I'm cleaning up, Joe. That might be something I play when I'm cleaning up. I'm washing the dishes or something, or I'm folding clothes.
Hey Joe, next thing you know, he got Champ next to him. He's like, "Get over here!"
Baby,
flawless victory.
Oh. All right. This is Street Fighter. This is a Street Fighter podcast. We're already jumping ahead in 1 week. Let's Street Fighter.
I don't care, man.
That's how bad we want to get done with this.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, Street Fighter. Okay, basically, like I said, man, I really don't want to go scene by scene with this. I didn't even write any notes.
I don't think we should go. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think we should go scene by scene. Let's hit the highlights and let's all say some of the things that we thought they could have done better at. Like, I know for me, my first thing is I think you said this, Gene, and after seeing this movie, I completely agree with your train of thought. I don't like the way they introduce the fighters. I don't like how they introduce the characters from the video game. It's almost like this person would just randomly pop up and they're like, "Oh, this is Chun-Li." Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like for me that defeats the whole purpose. Like, I want to know like the storyline. Like, oh, this is Sagat. Like, it's just I just didn't like that aspect of it. For me, I just didn't like it at all. I didn't like that. I didn't like how Hondo was the filmmaker. I kept looking at him. I'm like, yo, man, you're a dude that's filming, and shouldn't you be a sumo wrestler? Like, I feel like the way they just had the people play the parts wasn't good.
But the whole newscaster and the news crew thing was just a cover up so they could get to Bison.
I know, but I just don't even. I don't know. I just feel like I want to see him in a better role. Listen, this is my problem. I agree. This was my problem watching Street Fighter. Every time they introduced a character, I saw the character, I kept seeing the actual video game character. So I'm like, well, why doesn't he have a sumo diaper on? Like, why doesn't he have why isn't his sleeves cut off? Why doesn't this dude have boxing gloves on? Like, that was my problem watching the movie. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was like my problem.
Well, they were trying to make it more realistic because what dude is walking around with boxing gloves all the time?
If you go in New York, people walk around with boxing gloves all the time.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Are you serious?
Oh,
I've never been to New York City to hang out or anything. So I've only been to Buffalo for a tournament, but I've never hung out in New York City. Are you serious?
Yeah. So what happens is so pretty much you'll put $10 in like their cup or whatever, and you go 3 rounds with them. But these are dudes in like these are dudes that are like, oh, I used to be Mike Tyson's old sparring partner back in the 80s. And you look at this dude and you're like, man, I will bust you up if you even dare come near me. But yeah, man, dudes walk around with boxing gloves all the time.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe. Say something. I got having some technical difficulties over here.
No, better. It's better.
You're
better
back now. You're good now.
Yeah. I was just putting that down. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Joe, did you have any things that you liked about the movie?
I mean, not really. For me, the movie was just too simple. It was a very simple, easygoing movie, which is fine. But if you're going to have a simple movie, give me something to watch it for. Give me some good karate. Give me some good martial arts. Give me some good fight scenes. And even the fight scenes were just average at best. We didn't even see, I think Van Damme threw like 4 kicks, a couple of punches. That was it.
I think that was when Van Damme was on the height of his cocaine career.
Probably.
So, because listen, this is just, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Look, Van Damme looked busted up in that. He looked like he got destroyed before the scene even started. It just looked terrible. I just didn't. I don't know, man. Me just looking at it, I wanted to see more fight scenes. I thought when Bison over here is doing this with his fingers, I thought I was watching Star Wars and shit. He's like doing this. I was like, what the hell? I was like,
well, they were trying to. That was them trying to keep it true to the game because he did have like supernatural powers or whatever in the game.
Did you not see what that lightning looked like?
It looked like garbage.
That looked like the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life.
They didn't have no budget for CGI. They spent it all on Van Damme.
Go ahead.
Buzz, did you ever? So you played Street Fighter 2, right?
I played all of them.
Okay. Did you ever play with Guile?
Yes.
I never did. I was telling Joe, like, I never played with Guile at all. So when this movie came out, I was wondering, like, okay, they got Van Damme, who is the biggest known superstar in this movie, but he's playing a character like Guile. Like it just didn't compute to me. But watching it as an adult, I can understand why they did that because Guile was a military person, or at least on the game, he had camouflage pants on, I think, right?
Yeah.
He was a military guy.
He wore fatigue. But now this is my problem with Guile in the game, and this is my problem with Guile in terms of Van Damme being Guile. My thing is this. Guile in the game, as far as I remember, he was an American.
Yep.
Like he had the tattoo. He had like army fatigues. When you look at, he didn't have no accent in the game. So I don't know why we get Van Damme.
So are you saying Van Damme should have been somebody else?
I think Van Damme should have definitely. I'm gonna be honest with you. Van Damme didn't have no place in this movie. I think Van Damme could have been Ken.
And now that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking as a kid.
Could have been Ken. Let's have Van Damme as Ken. He's known for his karate. Put him in a karate uniform, right? Now, problem is Ken is supposed to be American, but you can Ken's roots are like a little different because it's like he was trained through like Japanese instructors, so he can kind of take on like that European role in a way, like that Asian role. Like he could do that. I personally just didn't like seeing Van Damme as Guile because one, I feel like by Van Damme being Guile, how you were saying, Joe, he only threw 4 kicks. His skill set, we couldn't see his full skill set.
Not at
Guile
all.
in the game, Guile wasn't out here triple kicks, like a punch, a helicopter kick. Guile was very simple, like 1-2, a low kick, a high kick, like that's it. So I feel like
all you had to do with Guile was do the sweep and then let people come in and do the flip kick.
Exactly. I feel like for Van Damme, Van Damme was like, okay, I'm going to keep it as close to the game as possible. I'm not going to throw high kicks. I'm not going to go and drop into a split and a punch. I'm not going to do a helicopter kick. That's not what he does in the game. Give Van Damme Ken. Now he can do whatever he wants. He can throw axe kicks. He can go a double, triple. Like he could do whatever he needs to do. So that was like my issue with it. But again, then make Ryu the main character because technically in the game,
as the game progresses.
Yes.
Ryu is the main character.
My problem with this Street Fighter, is I don't like the way they dressed up Ryu and Ken.
Oh, they were terrible. It was awful.
I don't want to. I know Ryu as having a white uniform with his sleeves cut off,
a headband,
and he's ready to go. Yeah.
Wait. They also made him a couple of hustlers, which to me kind of takes away from their teachings from their instructor, because that was almost like, how do they fall off the boat so far to get away from their humble teachings and everything to be, hustler gun runners at that.
Yeah. Did you guys see the online version of Street Fighter?
Yes, it was way better.
No, I didn't.
So the online version focuses on the Ken and Ryu backstory. And who is it? Akima is the bad guy?
Yeah, well, Akima is the spirit that comes from the training.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's the one. That's who they end up fighting, right? Am I correct?
Well, I mean, yes and no, because isn't no, you're right. Akuma is the bad guy, but then Ryu ends up turning Dart
into
to
Dart.
Fight him. Yeah.
So
is this a cartoon or is this like live action? It's
live action. It's a web series.
Kind of like how Mortal Kombat had their own web series. The same producers, the same company, if I'm correct, did Street Fighter's web series. And to be honest with you, I actually really like that one better than the Street Fighter movie. Both of them. I thought the web series was really good because you got to see the teachings of Ryu and Ken. You got to see the training, which I'm always big on watching training montages. I don't know, I'm just weird like that. I like watching it. And then you got to see, it was like some good fight scenes, like some great fight scenes in some great areas. Like they're like fighting in like a grass field with the mountains behind them. Like it just looked dope. It was everything. So when I look at this Street Fighter, obviously technology now makes a better Street Fighter than back then. But I just look at the past Street Fighter and I just look at it and I'm like, man, I feel like that's one of those cases where if you try to keep too much to the game and you don't let someone be too creative, then they could be very bland. And I feel like that's what the movie was. I feel like it was just bland.
On our last thing, I was talking about different movies who have a lot of characters like the Marvel Universe and the X-Men and stuff like that. I find that although you can make good movies out of those, they end up being better as a series because in a series, you can focus on one or two characters at a time. You don't have to bring everyone together for one big movie, and you lose some of the characters in a 90-minute movie, where for in a series, you got 10 episodes to develop these characters, show us these characters, and see them perform the way they can perform. And that's why the web series, to me, works better than the movie.
Yeah, and I think definitely what Gene said last week, man, or 2 weeks ago. People need to start taking more of the Marvel approach. Let everyone have their own specific storyline, that way now I'm comfortable as the viewer with the character, and I know his upbringing. So now I can see how they all play a role as a unit.
Well, then they can make the movie, and the movie doesn't have to be about showing us all these characters, all their backgrounds and backstory.
Yeah, it just picks up right where they're working together, and now we can just see what the protagonist is or the antagonist.
So, what did you guys think of the overarching story, the story arc? So basically, Bison. Let me ask you this, Bugs. In the game, because I asked Joe this when we were doing the pre-show. In the game, Bison's name is Major Bison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, because in the movie he's
they
General.
Call him General? They call him General, right? I picked up on that, but then I was like, oh, I don't know, like maybe he's trying, because I feel like for him he was trying not to look like a warlord, so I feel like maybe General makes you seem not as much of a dictator. I don't know.
Well, it was a promotion supposedly that he gave himself. They said in the movie.
Oh, they did say that.
Yeah, there was a point where
okay.
Chung Lee had said, and at this point, you haven't, promoted yourself to general yet or something.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, there's a war going on, and he has some hostages, and he wants $20 million from the American government, because he was talking he was talking to the world news, but he had some soldiers. Well, actually, it might not have been America, because they were calling themselves the Allies. So I'm assuming there was more than one country that was working to deal with this bison situation.
Well, so I find it funny, right? You guys can tell me. Have you guys all seen Austin Powers before?
Of course.
I turned it off.
Oh, come on.
I've turned it off. Go ahead. I know somebody that actually went to the movies and walked out on it. And it's a martial artist. Yeah, I know somebody that went there on a date and walked out.
For Austin Powers?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, well, if he's going there on a date, he's picked the wrong date to bring the Austin Powers. unless he was trying to get past his first base, then maybe. But that was the wrong date. The reason why I say that is because I remember in Austin Powers, Joe, you would know this, not Eugene. You remember, Joe? He said Dr. Evil's biggest thing was, I want $1 million.
Yeah.
And then at one point he said, I want $1 million, and everyone laughed. Like $1 million is nothing. We got that for you. When he said, I want $20 million, I was like, man, when I heard that, I was like, man, in today's age, they'll be like, yo, just pay the man. Just get the hostages out. Just pay the man. 20 million. Here you go. I'll write a check right now. Here you go. Bye. It's done. It's done for you, blah, blah. That's it. It's done. So when I heard that, I was like, yo, $20 million. I was like, back then, people were talking about 20 million in the 90s. And they're over here thinking, yo, $20 million, man, you could live 10 years off of that. You could live 100 years off your 20 mil. Nowadays, you see the country, it's like 20 mil. Oh, we got that in our checking account. Don't even worry about that.
And you know what? I think that was just a filler, a starter. Because later on in the movie, when he's talking to Sagat, he is showing him some money. He's gonna give Sagat some money, and he tells Sagat that he is going to kidnap the Queen of England, and that his money is going to be worth so much in British pounds. So I guess he was just going to continue kidnapping people and holding them from ransom in order to get, more and more money from all of these different nations.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. If you could do it once, why not do it twice?
Yeah, that's the whole idea of why we try not to negotiate with terrorists.
Right. So
okay, but like that's such a all right, man. Like that to me, all right. I know this is not the podcast for this, but like I swear to you, I understand it. But I always tell myself, I'm like, man, if that was me, like if you told me you had like my brother hostage, when I swear to you on everything, I would message you guys and be like, yo, I'm going rogue. It's samurai mode. Like I'm taking like no, you think it's a joke. I'm taking my katana out. Like whoever's in front of me must get a non-merciful death. Like it's head chopped off.
You're going Three Ninja style.
Like I actually not play.
I was thinking the film in my head. I'm looking at Bugs and he's doing like Bruce Leroy. Like he's in the closet. He's taking out his stars. He's taking out his darts. He's putting his nunchucks in his gi top.
So I'm like Johnny. So I'm like Johnny from Bruce Leroy. Because if you lock me in the closet, man, I'm afraid of the dark. But no, because listen, like I know we're not supposed to talk about this, but like. When people say, "Oh, we don't negotiate with terrorists," I'm like, "Yeah, you say that because it's not your family. Let it be your family, man. It's like Bad Boys 2 in there. Like we're going to Cuba. We're doing whatever we gotta do because oh man, we don't play no games. And I watched enough ninja movies. When I tell you, I will go into some I'm saying smoke bomb instantly. Smoke bomb, pa. I will Oh man, let me stop talking. The government.
The crazy part of that whole rant that he just did is I actually believe him. I believe he would do that.
You guys think I'm joking?
No, I don't.
I got my swords upstairs and they're sharp, like they're like a real sword. Because I'm telling you right now, in my apartment, I always said this. I swear to you, I say this to everybody, and people who know me, they know how serious I am. If you break into my house, I will tell you respectfully. I will tell the burglar respectfully. I'll give you, you know what? You made a bad mistake. We all do this. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Leave, but never come back to my house. Leave and never come back. I hope he takes, honestly, I hope he doesn't take the 10 seconds to leave. Because I said this before to my family. I said this before to people that know me, and I swear to you, I'm so serious. I told him, because then after that 10 seconds, I'm going to walk over to the door, and I'm going to lock it. And then I'm going to tell him, I'm going to go, now you can't leave. Now you got to deal with this. Now this is a problem. And then after that, when I feel like he's had enough, when I'm saying some fingers are cut off, then I'm going to say, all right, I'll call 911. Hey, someone broke into my house. He had no fingers when he walked in. I don't know what happened. This is crazy.
Angel.
Wow,
Angel.
man. Wow, man.
We're on the same level, bro. I got my sword.
Yeah.
When I get woke up, I actually came out one time. No one was home. I had the sword in my hand, and it was my wife and my son, and they were looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I thought I was gonna cut somebody."
Yo, Gene, tell me right now, you got Champ in the house, and you just hear something that you never heard before. That's not normal. I don't know if you got a baseball bat, but if you got a baseball bat, you're saying, Champ, stay in your room. Don't come back until I say it's okay. Here we go. Like, it's go time. Like, whoever's in here, your kneecaps are gone. I'm saying you're not going to be able to stand after I get done.
Yeah. I'm not. If he's here, yeah. I don't have a baseball bat here in the house anymore. But there was a time when I was a younger person. I used to go around with a baseball bat. I used to walk around with a baseball bat. I had an aluminum baseball bat. I had one, and I was going to use it. I was planning to use it. Wait, hold on. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. I used to keep it in a book bag, a backpack too, and I had the bat. I had it sticking out, so it was like a sword.
Oh, so you was going like Casey Jones style.
Yes.
You were Casey Jones style.
Yes.
Yes. Oh God.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Hold up.
It's the home run.
Hey.
Hold on. So you're telling me you literally thought you had people after you that you would walk around and got a baseball bat.
Oh yeah, there was a little. It was some altercations.
Just in case, man. Just in case.
It was some altercations back in the day when I was younger. You just never know.
And where was Trav? Where was Trav? Chad had the ninja stars. Chad had the ninja stars on the side.
No. This is during my college time. College time. College is crazy. You just never know. This is about to be another story. So we gonna move on from that. I'm just saying.
This is going on a post show. This is going on a post show.
So things happen. Luckily, I told man. I'm telling you, man. Like I'm chilled out now, but I have a little attitude problem. I get back quick.
I'm gonna tell you now. When he said I did have a baseball bat, I thought he was gonna say he had it in his room. I didn't think he was gonna say I walked around with a baseball bat. Oh my God!
I mean, it's better than walking around with a gun, though, right?
Is it?
So hey, it is what it is.
If the bat don't work,
yeah, sometimes.
This podcast got way off the track.
It don't matter because we talking about Street Fighter, So these things all go together.
That was you. You were a Street Fighter. That was you.
So now Van Damme, Guile grabs the microphone and he's talking to his friend. One of his friends actually has been captured. And it's Blanca, Now he's calling him Charlie, right? Mm-hmm. He's saying Charlie, when he's talking to him. But Bison all of a sudden knows that I have his friend that he's talking about because he says, we're gonna come get you, Charlie. And now Bison knows, even though his name is Carlos, it should be, or his last name Blanca, he just figures out which one Guile is talking to. So now he wants to experiment on him. And I don't think they did Blanca any justice in this movie.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Because I always thought of him as being that wild character that a lot of people wanted to play with when they were playing the game. And we didn't see anything from him, really, except for him being experimented on.
Yeah, that's all we really saw from him.
Just the creation of him.
But he looked crazy when he came out. His video game character looked better than what he looked like in the video.
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, God, he looked like a deformed Lou Ferrigno. What the hell is happening?
I was not going to say that because Lou Ferrigno is old and he has like hearing problems or something now. But I wasn't going to talk about him. But you're right. I thought the same thing when I saw him.
When I saw him, I was like, "Yo, man, this looks like the most deformed, Incredible Hulk I've ever seen. Like, what is going on here?"
It's like Lou Ferrigno with like osteoporosis or something.
Oh, we got to say some prayers after this.
He's just shrinking.
I mean, they like you guys said though, they really didn't do the characters much justice. I mean, because we saw, like, I remember people playing the game, and people had their favorites who they always picked, and then some characters were just popular, like E Honda. Like in this movie,
Honda looked, yo man, he's
supposed to be a sumo.
Listen, this could be stereotypical of me, and if it is, I'm not saying this and to be rude, but I really expected him to I thought with the way the movie was looking, I thought he was gonna be like a sumo hustler. Like he was gonna he'll lose some matches and then he'll just win it all when you bet against him or something. But just to see him undercover like that, I didn't want it. Can someone tell me who was the character? Because now I'm blanking on his name. The character that was from India, that he had the stretchy arms. He was
Dawson, yeah.
Oh well, that was a.
I was the scientist working on Blanca.
Yeah. I just want. I'm gonna be. I just want to see him do this move because he used to be here and he'll go, and he'll throw his hand out and it'll hit you. I used to fight people on the map. I'll be on one side of the screen and I'll just start throwing my kicks. And the people just run right into him.
He was the best character, but he took the longest to learn because some of his moves were complicated. But if you could time all his teleportation and his fire and stuff, you could mess people up hard.
Oh yeah. He was something else.
Well, you guys must been right where they were thinking that they were going to get a second movie out of it because they didn't do any type of real serious character development for him I didn't even know it was him until the end of the movie.
Exactly.
Because of the different accents and stuff people were using. Like when Bison said his name the first time, I didn't get it. I didn't hear it. Yeah. So I didn't get who it was until the very, very end of the movie. And then that's when I realized, oh, that's him. I don't know. I don't know, man. This should have been more like a fighting type movie, and it wasn't.
I agree, 100%.
They try to make it as if.
But they teased it. They teased it at the beginning because when we see Vega, he's in a cage and he's getting ready to fight someone, or he is fighting someone when Ken and Ryu walk in, and then Ryu is about to fight Vega, and that's another thing. So Vega and Ryu are about to fight, and then in comes Guile in a tank through the wall and stops the whole fight and arrests everyone. I said, okay. He didn't think that he's probably going to run people over when he ran through this building.
He's not American. He's not American.
It had two big missiles on this tank. That was crazy.
All he cared about was getting to Bison, and he knew that Sagat and everybody in there could probably help him.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. When he came in with those two missiles on the tank, I thought about Don't Be a Menace, South Central drinking gin and juice.
Do we have a problem?
when he lifted up the thing, I thought about that. I was like, yo, this is crazy, man. This, like, literally when I saw that movie, I thought about 10 other movies while I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is the craziest movie I've ever seen. But yeah, no, I didn't I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like how we said, I don't know why. I could have swore I remembered it, and I thought Van Damme was a badass in this movie. I thought he actually did fighting scenes. So watching it this time, I guess that's what got me. Like I told you guys, when I see karate movies that don't have a lot of fight scenes, I feel like I just wasted my time. Not saying like I don't want to listen to the plot or watch the story, but like right now I'm still in a stage where I'm competitive. So I want to see a movie, and maybe it could spark an idea for me that could set me apart from other people. So like that's how I'm watching movies right now. I know you guys are watching movies from a whole different perspective. So like I just personally, when I don't see a lot of fight scenes, I'm like, oh man, like I just wasted my time watching this movie. Like I'm like, man, thank God I love Joe and Gene, because this I would never watch this any other day. I'll never watch this any other day. But
all right,
yeah, that's how I felt.
Did we? Chun-Li. So they made her a reporter in this movie. I just feel like she should have had a better role. Like we didn't really. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that if this movie was redone now, I think it would be a lot better.
Well, when they did the Street Fighter story of Chun-Li, that was actually pretty good. Like, just because it just focused on her story, so I got to see her story. So I thought it was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. Mind you, it didn't get a great score. It's actually one of the worst Street Fighters ever made. The one that we just watched is better than that 2009 version, but it was still pretty good. Like it was.
Was that a web series also? Was that a web series also?
No, that came out in the movie theaters. It only lasted a week.
I never heard of that. Really? So Chun-Li had a movie.
Yeah, after we talked about it the other day, I looked it up and I remember it now, but I never watched it.
You remember it, right, Joe? You never watched it? So
I'm going to check it out. But
yeah, so pretty much, I'll just give you like a quick little plot. Pretty much it takes place in Bangkok, in Thailand, and it introduces some Street Fighter characters. Like Vega is in there. Honestly, I think I actually think the antagonist is Bison, honestly. But they don't call him like Major Bison in there. I think his name is just Bison. You just know him as Bison. They had a few other characters in there. I can't remember what their names are now. I just remember Vega because Vega in that movie was super dope. He'll come down from like the roof and just like slice your head off. It was dope.
That's the way he's supposed to be. That's the way he was in the game.
Yeah, like that one. Like in that one, he was like mad stealth. He'll just sneak up, kill you, and that was it. That was cool. So, in the new Street Fighter, it just focused on Chun-Li's story, and she was hot, so that was dope. So yeah,
that does help.
Always.
So her being a reporter, so she figures out. So basically, Guile decides after he raids Sagat's place, he figures out, okay, well, you know, Sagat knows where Bison is. We're going to pretty much plant some spies in the Sagat's team. So hopefully he will lead us to where Bison is so we can rescue the hostages. That is another thing that did not seem realistic at all, because I don't think anybody, I would hope they would not just grab some civilians and use them to infiltrate a organization so we can follow you and find the real guy we're really looking for. But they set up a pretend murder of Guile. So he basically tells Ken and Ryu, I want you guys to stage a getaway. Let's have a
prison break.
Yeah, we're going to have a little fight. Somebody's going to give you the keys. You guys going to unlock yourselves, and then drive off, turn around, shoot me. I'll pretend to be dead. And, people record it, and it's worldwide news. What did you guys think of that idea? Was that a good idea to you?
Well, it was a terrible idea.
No. I think the person coming up with that idea was an American.
So
I'm sorry, man. I'm just not gonna ever get over that.
You gonna blame Cammy? You gonna blame her?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Or did she have an accent too?
Yeah, she's Australian.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I could not. They lost me when they would show Van Damme's American flag tattoo. They just lost me on that. I was like, man, if you don't get this that man is called the Muscles from Brussels. You do not have to tell me he's American. Like, Jesus, we've seen him try to speak English in every other single movie he's been in. It doesn't work out well.
What about the scene where they pretty much told them to stand down, and I guess the allies were going to pay the $20 million or whatever.
They should have did that from the beginning. It was $20 million. That's it. That's $20 million. That's probably their debt in one day. They could pay that. That was nothing. And then Van Damme wants to be goddamn G.I. Joe and shit. He wants to no, I'm gonna still go. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you told me $20 million, I don't have to go risk my life in this war, I'm out. I am out.
You're not a real American hero like Van Damme now. Come on.
I am out. You saw he said he went back. He said they want me to stop, not go through with this. But if you're with me, let me know. Everyone raised their hands. I would have been the one in the front like this.
But we can all go home. Age will be like, all right, peace.
Yep. As soon as they said,
Kukui out.
As soon as they said, we'll pay the man, I would have already been taking off my helmet. Like, hey babe, I'm coming home.
The blue light's on. Let's go.
Hey. I'm not gonna lie to you. I heard it needs to be red from now on, so I'm gonna leave it at red. But
the red light district. All right.
But yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. As soon as they would have said, I don't gotta risk my life, and if Van Damme would have said, but you're not coming, I would have said, nah, man. You know what? Go lose a leg. It's good. I'll be here. You know what? How about this? All you guys go. I'll do comms. It's all good. I'll do comms. And as soon as they say, Commander, we need backup, I'll be the first one to go, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I'm right over here. I'm sitting in this AC box. This box has AC. We're doing great right now. Nah, I ain't doing that.
So were you guys happy when Ken and Ryu, when they finally got their uniforms from the... Yeah.
But by that time, everyone got their uniform. It was too late. I was like, I want to see this shit. Make the movie end.
Oh, so you had a meltdown at that point.
because I waited all the movie to see.
It was Double Dragon all over again.
I waited for them to get their costumes. The last 10 minutes, everybody finds who they really are. Man, get this shit out of here.
Wait a second. They didn't do any of their signature moves. They didn't do the uppercut.
No.
Listen, I was waiting.
They didn't do the hurricane kicks?
Listen, I was waiting to see Honda do this.
Zangief didn't 360 pile drive nobody?
I was waiting for him to start going nuts. I was like, oh, here we go. It was terrible. The only thing I got was Bison doing his Lord of the Sith move.
I'm gonna watch these. I'm gonna watch those other movies, the other Street Fighters.
Gene, watch the web series. What do you think, Joe? You think he should still watch the movie, ruin that, and then watch the web series?
It don't matter.
If you want to save the best for last, watch the web series last. If you want to watch, if you want to see like the web series, because the web series is better than both movies. I promise you, it's way better. It actually has a storyline, and it's like how Joe said, it's like a 10-part series,
independently funded. So
what year did they do that?
Oh, that came out when I was in high school, so it had to be between 2011, 2012, and 2015, within that range.
Okay, so it's relatively new. And
yeah, it's new. It's in HD. It's got clear picture. It ain't grainy. It ain't none of that. No,
it's all on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all on you. It's for free. It's on free. I think it's called Moto Vision. You're gonna see like a big M, like a Japanese style M, and I think it's in red. That's what it'll be. It's dope though. It really is.
I'm gonna check it out because But I got to thinking about some other stuff. Sometimes things that we watched back in the day doesn't age well if you try and watch it now. Like G.I. Joe and Transformers. Like those cartoons were not well written, but I enjoyed them as a kid. Every now and then, if I'm bored, I'll turn it on and watch, and I'll think to myself like, "Oh my goodness, this writing is horrible." But I remember that episode as a kid. And
wait, you know what it is for me?
What's that?
And it was that I remember it, and I tried watching it a little while ago. Walker, Texas Ranger. The worst. It is the worst.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Only Walker Texas Ranger episodes I watch is when they bring in like actual fighters, like Bill Superfoot Wallace or something. Then I'm watching.
But listen, I used to watch this with my family, like my brother, myself, my mom, and dad. We used to watch this. What was that? I think it was like Fridays or something like that. Like we were into it. Like we loved it. We waited for it, right? And we used to watch it. And then I seen it. I was like at a hotel with my wife, and it came out. I was like, "Oh yeah, I used to watch this." And my wife just watched my face just go from like smile. She'll tell you it was the funniest thing because she knew how bad it was, and she's just watching it going, "What the hell?" And she just said you could see my face go from like. It was just bad.
Hey, so I don't know about you guys. Let me ask you guys. You know what show did that for me? It's gonna be funny when I say this show to you. You're not gonna believe me because it's way older than me. But I used to watch it a lot as a kid. American Gladiator.
Okay.
Watching that now, I was like, "Oh
man, I have not even seen that since it was on TV. Like I have not seen that."
Watching it now, I'm like, "Oh, this is just terrible." And then they came out with like the remade series, and they watched those.
I remember that.
And I don't think they made it like 6 episodes, did it?
Nope, not even. They had like Wolf over here howling every time. I was like, "Get this damn man out of here!" I was like, "Get this." I'm gonna tell you what though. You know what show I want to watch? Oh man, we're so off topic.
It's okay. We're gonna title this Everything But Street Fighter. We gonna title this Everything But Street Fighter.
Hey, we started talking about terrorists. I'm sorry, y'all. I can never get over.
It's not our fault. It's the writer.
Listen, the end of the movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme wins. Everybody smiles. They take a picture. End of the movie. Done.
Yeah, that big explosion
that had it was like a red double dragon explosion. You just saw it. It just you're like, all right, that was it. That was the other 20% of the budget. That was it.
We got $20,000 left over. What are we gonna do? Just throw an explosion in there.
When I saw that explosion, I said, "So Blanca and Dawson are just dead?" Like I didn't.
No, they left. They took off. They took off the back. They went out the back door.
And they got far enough away to survive that blast.
Hey, everything but Street Fighter. We talked about terrorists. We talked about American Gladiators. We talked about Walker Texas Ranger. We talked about Gene with a baseball bat. And like I said, the favorite show that I like to watch and I cannot find it anywhere. You guys probably remember this. Is Pros versus Joes. I used to love that show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
I remember that. Because I used to come on Spike TV, right? They used to be on Spike, right?
Yeah, I used to love Spike TV when I was a kid. I probably shouldn't
Spike
even say
TV was the best.
No, it was a man's network. I used to love it. You watch Pros versus Joes.
I think that's what the tagline was. I think that's what the tagline. Yeah, that's what the tagline was.
That's what it was because it was Pros versus Joes. Then you'll see like The Shield or Sons of Anarchy or whatever. And then right after, my favorite show, Mansers, used to come on. I used to love that.
Mansers was the best show.
They used to ask Mansers. It used to ask questions. I used to be like, someone thinks like me. Like, here we go. Like, this is what someone's finally on the same thought process.
That show nowadays would be canceled after the first show.
Oh,
after the title was shown, they'd be like, "Oh no, canceled."
Hey, listen, you know what? Also, is a good show on Spike TV that would get canceled now. 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yep, that was a good one.
Because I'll never forget, man. They showed this one girl. She had breast implants, and she died because they blew up too big, and her whole chest exploded.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I never thought we would be talking about that on this podcast. I never thought that would be our
everything but Street Fighter. Everything but Street Fighter. Don't even worry about it. Joe, you remember that episode, right?
Oh yeah.
And you know the worst part was, Gene, they had actors to play it out, like what happened. So it was like it got boom, and then bam, she just exploded.
Hey, listen, it was M. Bison's fault. That's all. We brought it back around.
Okay. So he said, give me 20 million. Look what I'm gonna do to this outfit. I'm gonna blow her up. I want that 20 million. It's gonna be a big explosion. Come on, run that money.
Oh God. Oh yo, this. Oh yeah. Honestly, I have like a headache from laughing so hard. Oh God!
So what's left to talk about with Street Fighter? I mean, we pretty much we said just about everything we could say.
Did we miss anything? Let's give our grade. What do you think?
A grade? Well,
damn, you weren't even gonna grade it. Damn.
Nah, if I want to give it a grade, this would be a D. I'm not gonna give it an L. I got to give it better than
Double Dragon?
Double Dragon, yeah. I gotta give it something better than Double Dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say D.
D minus. D minus, bro. Come on, man. Like, you couldn't even say it's a D. It was giving me the D the whole time I watched it. It was just destroying me, man.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Listen, man. Let's just be honest, man. That was torture.
So we're done with Street Fighter. I'm just gonna close up my iPad now. That we're done with Street Fighter. So next, we're going to talk about what we're going to watch next week. Next week, we're going to watch the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Yep.
I'm not looking forward to it. I know I'm not looking forward to it. But I know you guys like it. What are your favorite parts? Just give me something.
You go first, Joe, because I got a bunch.
Oh, my most favorite part is the Raptor versus Liu Kang fight.
Wait, Reptile.
Reptile, sorry.
Yeah, Reptile. I'm with you. You like that? That was your favorite fight scene?
I like the music. I like the fight scene. I like it all, man. It was probably, and he did his little bicycle kick. That's always been my favorite, so it was good.
For me, I got a bunch of favorite parts. Honestly, I when I tell you guys, I genuinely love this movie. Like, it's a movie. If I see it on Netflix, I'll go right away and watch it. It's like something I watch. Like, I'm a big person. Like, I love watching movies that I watched before, just because I like to see if I can find different things. I love Street Fighter. No, I hate that movie. I love Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. So for me, I would say my favorite part in that movie had to be when it's two parts. When Johnny Cage fought Goro.
That was a good scene.
And when Johnny Cage fought Scorpion, that was a great fight scene.
I do like that fight scene a lot.
That was probably to me. I think that was, if not the best, one of the best fight scenes out of the whole entire movie.
You know what? Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, you might be right. You might be right. Mortal Kombat might be better than Street Fighter. You're right.
Hallelujah. Close it up.
Yeah.
We good.
You're right.
Close it up. Hurry up before he changes his mind.
No.
Next week, we're done. We're done for next week. We already did our show. That's it. There you go. You got it.
You know, just that fight scene right there between Scorpion and Johnny Cage was. It was better than anything that was in Street Fighter. I mean, there really wasn't any fight scenes, really. You know, except for Guile and Bison had a thing at the end, but we really didn't see a lot of the fighters really fight each other.
I think if you're gonna look at Mortal Kombat, in all seriousness, I think that's the most iconic scene. That's the most iconic scene out of Mortal Kombat. And to be real with you, if we want to really dive in deeper, the most iconic frame. If we're gonna I'm gonna go frame of Mortal Kombat is when Scorpion's here and he has it come out of his hand. I think that's the most iconic.
You think so? More so than Sub-Zero freezing the dude?
No, yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Wasn't it a scene when Scorpion and Sub-Zero came in from a doorway? Wasn't that was my favorite scene.
Hey, what?
Just them walking in, the way that the music was.
Oh, okay.
When they walked in. Yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite scene in the movie. Yeah.
They didn't even do shit.
No, they just walked in. The music was hot. The way they walked in, it was like in slow motion. That was a cool fucking scene.
Hey, we're over here, bro, Joe. You would be over here talking about fights. He's over here just saying, they walked in.
When they walked in.
Listen, I already said this a couple of podcasts ago. Gene watches movies different than anyone I know.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
All right, if we're gonna say that was a cool scene, the one thing I thought was cool about it was when Sonya pulled out her gun and Sub-Zero just grabbed it and he just froze the whole gun. That to me was dope. But yeah, I think there's so many scenes, man. There's so much stuff we could talk about. We could talk about real martial artists that were in that movie, man. Hakeem Austin out there just doing his thing, looking like a super jacked dude. He was Michael Jai White before Michael Jai White. It was just nuts. But yeah, that had to be my favorite scene without a doubt.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up this podcast with Street Fighter. You guys got any closing remarks? Anything you guys want to say?
No, if you even dare think about making another movie, you better hope that you get the right characters. I swear to God, if you don't make it the right, oh my God! And they need to keep Sage Northcutt as Ken. That boy is Ken. Keep him as Ken. Let bring back Ryu from the online series because he killed it. Yep. Have these people in their actual uniforms. Blanca, don't make him look like he's demented. Man, I want to see if they make another Street Fighter. I want to see it be good.
I think they will. Maybe sometime within the next 10 to 15 years.
I think if we go on a video craze for movies, yeah, they will. They have to.
It depends. If Mortal Kombat really blows up, the new Mortal Kombat when it comes out, if it blows up, and it's really really popular, I think they will. They'll probably do that and Tekken.
Oh, don't do Tekken. Don't get me started on that.
Did you guys watch? Did you watch the original Tekken?
Yeah.
I actually like the original Tekken. I actually like watching Tekken.
Oh, then you can't talk shit about me then. No.
But I only like it for one fight scene. There was only one fight scene that I thought was good out of it.
You might as well have said you like Dragon Ball.
We should save it for another podcast because we can go ahead and I'll give us Tekken.
No,
I didn't like Dragon Ball.
No. Hell no.
I didn't like Dragon Ball either.
The movie?
I didn't like either.
Yeah.
The movie was horrible.
Yeah. The way he was looking, I thought he was about to say that was
no. Hey, did you guys like the well, you guys probably never watched this. Avatar The Last Airbender, the movie?
The movie was awful.
Okay, hey, I'm asking Gene. I know Joe, me and you are always on the same wavelength. Gene might come out and say something crazy like, "Yeah, I love it."
I know who that little boy is. I've seen the cartoon or whatever, but I've never watched.
Don't call him a little boy.
Isn't he a little boy?
He's 300 years old.
Not well.
He was just wrapped in a cocoon for 300 years, so he looks like he's 12.
Okay, I'm already checked out of that shit. Like I'm already checked out. Okay, a little boy that's 300 years old. And with that, we're going to wrap up this podcast. Make sure that you check out CTE, which dropped today. I didn't get a chance to listen to them yet. I'm gonna make sure I do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow also, record. Is Inside Scoop? Do they record live every week?
Now Inside Scoop is going to be Facebook Live.
Okay, so you can check them out tomorrow night on I think at 9:00. I think that they come on Facebook Live, and then check them out. You can download. Yep, Travis said yep, and then you guys can check them out on Thursday. Just download their podcast. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. We're still trying to get to 250 so we can have Fist Kicks Flicks with drinks. Any closing remarks, Joe?
I'm good, man. Let's do it.
All right, so we will shut it down and we will see you guys next week. Stay safe, stay strong. Director, play my music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu to survive must now be taught to more young men.